Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Oh, actually, it's good afternoon. And I hope you're safe wherever you are. I know here in California, there's fires, there's heat wave in Colorado, there's snow. And the kids are still learning from home. So, welcome to 2020. I'm here to help you along the way. Let me know how you're doing. Drop a line in the comments. Hopefully, you're safe. Hopefully, you're well. Today, we're going to be talking about something I get asked all the time. Alison, please just give me exercise for my core, or I need something here for my neck, or I need to stretch my hip flexors. Can you show me an exercise? So today I'm going to be talking about why one exercise alone won't cut it. Okay, we're going to go into the formula that I created that's developed to help you give you health resiliency. Because a lot of the times, if you think about it, right, you're a busy mom, you're a hardworking adult, your time is valuable. And you shouldn't waste it Google tubing. That's a new one, right? Googling or YouTubing or waking up in the morning just hoping that your problem's going to go away. A lot of the times, what we crave intuitively in our deeper levels of why is we want trust. We want trust in our body. We want hope for the future that we can get up in the morning. We have energy to go throughout our day. We can be focused, productive with our work. We aren't going to get distracted by the nagging aches and pains or even the worries, the stress, the anxiety that is just going to get worse. And that's really what health resilience gives us. And even though you might be searching for one exercise and you think that one exercise is going to solve your problem, if you listen to this week's podcast, I'll drop it in the comments when I'm done. Why one exercise is not going to work, right? So let's get right into the formula. Here's what's really needed to create health resilience. You need a program. And we're going to go into some specifics of what a program may look like or some facets of a program that might be involved within a program. So you need that. And that's where the exercise comes in, right? Then you also need belief. You need belief and trust in yourself that you're going to complete the program. You need belief and trust in the program that it's going to solve your problem. And you need belief and trust in your own body that you're going to follow through and that your body can heal, or you can develop this buffer of health resilience, right? But you also need one more thing. You need consistency. You need to be taking action or non-action if you need rest day after day, because it's a small step forward that's going to lead you to the bigger results of having that buffer system of health resilience. And why is this important, right? Because I know so many of you are striving and pushing, and you just want to come at the end of the day and feel profitable and productive, right? And so if you're like me, then taking time out of your day to do a restorative pose or a restorative practice, right, can seem counterproductive because it doesn't seem like a productive thing to be lying around and doing nothing. But truthfully, that introspective time, for example, allows you to observe. And a couple of Facebook Lives ago, I gave you my evaluatory process of how I evaluate things in both my health and my business to ensure that I'm on the right path. If we're not actually stopping to evaluate and determine what's working for us and what's not, then we're just going to keep repeating the same habits, the same patterns, and we might get lucky and get the results we want, but most of the time, we're just hoping and praying that we wake up in the morning and things will go the way that we desire, especially with our body. I find a lot of my patients, my clients, they tell me, they took so long to take action because they just kept hoping that each morning when they wake up, it would their problem, whether it be a low back issue or a neck issue, it would just go away and never come back. So let me give you some things that you can do in the meantime that is part of a program, right? So what really is involved in a program to give you this health resilience? So remember I said that a lot of people come to me and they're looking for that one exercise, that one solution that's going to fix their shoulder problem or their neck problem for good. And they might get lucky and stumble upon the one exercise. A lot of the times it's the work leading up to that point. If they had one exercise that really worked for them, it's all the time and the effort and the research they were doing up, or the consistency up until that point, that got them the result that they want, not the one exercise. Okay, because in a program, right, when someone comes to me and they have a specific problem, let's take a neck pain or low back pain, because those are most common. Then typically in a program, it doesn't have to involve all these facets, but typically it will involve at least a handful of them, right? So there's going to be exercises for strengthening. So yes, the core is involved. And what's often missed with the core is the back core. Or are you overdoing the core even? That's just one example. There's stretching. So yes, of course, we need our flexibility and our mobility, but it's quality over quantity. So how you're doing the stretches, how many stretches, what type of stretches, whether you're doing contract, relax, are you engaged, or do you need more restoration? You need to have a sequence where you can just completely let go to help manage stress, right? Or maybe and you need to not even worry about the physical body for a moment and just meditate. And there's different types of meditation. Maybe you need some breath work to complement all of this. Maybe you have some chronic inflammation going on that's exacerbating your issue. So you need a nutrition program or protocol in here as well. What to add, what to remove that can exacerbate the nutrition. Let's see what else. I'm just going to look at my list because, oh, yeah, you might need some traction, which is not stretching, it's not strengthening, it's creating space. You might need some mindset work. And maybe you even need some supplements. Your diet's pretty good, but you need a little kick, a little boost with some help, for some external help that you can't get through your diet or you need a little bit more of. So, and this list isn't even completely exhausted, but look at all of this. And in each of these categories, there's going to be certain types of strengthening: core, back, legs, pelvis, stabilization, big muscle groups, small muscle groups. So in each of these categories, then that can be broken down to another 5 or 10 things. Not to get too complex, but when someone's coming to me with a certain issue, I'm going through all this in my head in the background. What's their needs? What's their dislikes? What's their time capacity? How much can they invest into their health each day to stay consistent without being overwhelming? So I'm going to be picking, as I develop someone's protocol, whether they're working with me in the Catalyst program, for example, that's completely online, whether they're working with me one-on-one, it doesn't matter. All of these facets, even in the low back blueprint program, which is completely on demand, and I might actually make that part of the calls as well. I have weekly calls with that. But the program's designed to help you choose which facets of all these areas do you really need to bring into your more comprehensive, holistic, comprehensive program, along with the belief, along with the consistency. So that's why I literally, I cringe. I like get on a soapbox when I'm in a Facebook group, like scoliosis or chronic pain is another one. And someone says, oh, I've had this back pain for years. Now I'm having sciatica down the leg and numbness and tingling. What exercise can help? I cringe because the risk is someone random, not a health practitioner of any sort, was given an exercise from a physical therapist or a chiro, And that's part of their whole complete program, but they miss the big picture. And so they just drop that one exercise in there. And that one exercise can completely flare up that person. And then they end up in my office way worse than they ever would have been if they just reached out to me in the first place, right? So that's why I want to make you aware of all that goes into, from the background, getting a sneak peek into what goes on into a practitioner, not just me, any practitioner, what's going on in their head when they're helping to create your unique program to help you solve a problem. All these factors are, well, I know sometimes the missing link with some practitioners, especially Western medicine, they might miss the meditation, restoration, breath work, nutrition, traction, even sometimes, mindset, supplements. Really, a lot of the times, Western medicine practitioners just focus on these two areas, but for me, I bring into these other areas as well because, as you know, I'm a yoga practitioner, and I really believe that sometimes our physical problems are so much more than just the physical problems. So to heal completely, to heal fully, we need all these other things. And then, you know, when, for example, they're doing their hamstring stretches or when they're doing their core workout, um, I'm going to be also looking at how's their alignment, what's their technique like, how does their body respond, is this good, are they having pain or not? Because then we fine tune and we tweak for that particular person, that particular individual, to get them the results they want. And again, this can be done online, this can be done in a group setting quite easily, and it also can be done in a one-on-one. But essentially, all this is going on. All these parts are part of the program that I'm going to give someone. And that is why just focusing on the one exercise doesn't cut it. So then I often get the statement, well, Alison, I just don't have time for all that stuff, right? Now, my program that I do each day that helps to develop my health resiliency, right? Because I'm going through my own stuff, has facets of all this stuff. I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm dealing with this distance learning, right? We all have only 24 hours in a day. And if you cannot carve out 20 minutes of your day to take care of you, to refill your cup, then you've got a different issue. There's something else going on, and you need to solve that problem first. And I can help with that. A lot of that goes into mindset, right? I was just talking to someone the other day, and she told me how she feels guilty sometimes when she actually takes the time out of her busy day to refill her cup and do maybe a restorative practice, which is kind of, I feel, luxurious, like, because you're lying around doing nothing over these really comfy props, right? But she has this underlying feeling of guilt, right? So then all these other thoughts come up like, well, I don't have time for this. Self-worth can be part of that. So then we need to examine, okay, what are these thoughts? What are these other feelings that are driving this person to make sure that their day is so jam-packed that they don't have any time for themselves, right? That's so common. So if you're feeling this way, little tough love here, but just know that you're not alone and that there is help out there to help, um, especially for the hardworking entrepreneurs, especially for those of you that are maybe VPs in the company or CEOs or whatever it may be, um, where you really invest your time and energy into the work you do, or whether you're a mom and your focus is the kid and taking your time away from your kids drives that guilt factor, right? There is a way to design your schedule and manage your thoughts so it's not getting this huge stress response, which is essentially going to exacerbate whatever soreness or aches and pains or tweaks or weirdness you have going on in your body. So there's ways to manage all this. That is a whole other topic. You can head over to the podcast. I'll drop the podcast in the show notes, the comments. If you relate to this, you can also comment below. If you have any questions, I would love to hear them. Um, and this weekend, Saturday, what is the date? September 12th. I'm actually doing a workshop on the upper back, the neck, the shoulders through Prana Yoga Studio. I'll drop the link in the comments. Where we're going to create a program that has not all of these, because that would take more than 2 hours, but most of these components we're going to bring into a program so you can start your healing program for any neck, back, shoulder issues that you might have be going on. And it's your opportunity to ask me your own questions. I can help strategize and create the program for you. So if you have a neck, back, or shoulder thing going on, I highly recommend signing up for this workshop through Prana Yoga Studio. I'm going to drop the link in the show notes or the comments right now, and you can get signed up. If it's at noon Pacific Standard Time this Saturday, if you can't attend live, then no worries, because the cool thing about me doing these workshops on live is I'm going to record them. So then you can watch the replay whenever you want at your own time. The benefit of joining live, of course, there's a ton, is that someone is going to hold you accountable because I'm interacting with you live through the 2 hours. But also you can ask your own questions and we can tweak and work together as a community. We always have a nice group that joins these workshops. I've been doing workshops with Prana for years now, so I've really helped hundreds of students. So sign up for the workshop. You can always go over to the podcast and listen to the most recent episode where I have another slightly different angle on the same topic, more tips. So then you can get started with your complete program that's more than just one exercise, right? Right now. And of course, at any time, if you want to sign up for a free consultation with me, so you can stop staying up at night worrying about this issue finally for good, then of course you can always sign up with me as well. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye for now.